Okay, naturally inspired moment. So, designing your life, I want to talk about today. So, 5 strategies for intentional living. Now, we have talked a lot about this week, mindfulness. We've talked about selfishness. We've talked about, making sure that your focus is on what you want more of. And so what does intentional living look like? Here are 5 strategies for intentional living. So 1, start with a vision, not your circumstances. So it's very easy, right, to pay attention to what's going wrong, to pay attention to your current circumstances. But that's not where you should start if you want to design your life. And when I say design your life, I mean choose it, right? You're choosing it purposefully. This is the way I want to live. This is where I want to live. This is who I want to live with. Like really, have a plan and a design for your life. It's not just about, I'll take whatever happens. Because that I see that everywhere I go. A lot of people are living that way. Like, I'll take whatever happens to me. And if you come at it from that point of view, well, that is certainly what you will get, whatever happens to you. So don't let your current situation dictate your future. And don't judge yourself by your history either. Every day's a new day. So write down the life that you want. And if it already exists, then let that vision pull you forward. Grow it, right? If you're in a place in your life where things are pretty great and this is all awesome, you got to be expanding all the time though, because if you're not expanding, if you're not growing, you're sliding backwards. That's just the nature of life, right? So let that vision pull you forward. And if you're in a situation right now where this isn't where you want to be, then your focus needs to be on what you do want, not what is wrong in the moment. Number 2, reverse engineer your goals. So break big dreams into clear, doable steps. I'll tell you, the finish line looks a long ways away sometimes, right? If you're starting, say, like you're out of shape, you're overweight, you got sore knees, you got a sore back, you got, you can't move too well. It feels like the finish line of being a fit, healthy, vibrant individual is way far away. And when we look at it from that point of view, it can be overwhelming to the point where it's like, why bother? So don't do that to yourself. Break it down into doable steps, day by day. Sometimes you got to go day by day, one foot in front of the other, day by day. Like today, I'm going to make a few different choices in the food that I put in my body. I'm going to make sure I take my supplements and I'm going to walk a little bit. Just small action steps that you can put into action right away and focus on those so that the overwhelm of the finish line doesn't tear down your momentum. Number 3, choose your environment wisely. Surround yourself with people, places, and inputs that align with your values. I cannot tell you how important it is to understand and know your values. Okay, so I think I really understood this in my probably late 20s, 30s. It was a value of mine that I wanted to stay home with my kids. And it was a value of Jason's, thank God, too. So that was our goal. But, it wasn't the easiest road to take. It was not especially financially, right? Not the easiest road to take. So there were times when I thought like, maybe I should just go get a job, and because I knew what my value was, I didn't cave into that. My value was very strong. I knew this was what we wanted. I knew that's what Jason wanted. I knew that this was the best thing for the kids. And so I stuck to that value and we made it work. But if you don't know your value, you don't know that that's a very important value to you, then you may get pulled off your path. And then you'll end up somewhere down the road wondering how you got there, because that's not what you wanted. So it's very important to identify your values. Your environment shapes your habits more than willpower ever will. So true, again, because things happen to you, right? And it's easy to react to them when they're happening. You're like, oh, should I take this opportunity? Should I, this person's offering me a job, but what are my values? Oh yeah, my values is I really want to do this. And so it's easy. It's tempting because it might be more convenient. But in the long run, you're going to be unhappy because you're not going to have walked your true walk. So keep that in mind. Choose your environment wisely. Number 4, design for energy, not just productivity. So structure your day around what fuels you. Movement, nature, nourishing food, connection. So you have the vitality to live on purpose. It would be very easy for me to get up every day and not go feed cows or chickens or chase around cats or feed my llama or water my, plants and do all this. I got a lot of chores to do, and it would be very easy to not do them. But, that's what fuels me. And I've learned that actually being in nature, interacting with all of my animals, it may not want to feel like I want to do it in the morning, I don't want to go out there. It's cold, whatever. I don't feel like doing that today. But then once I get out there, I do all the things. I come back into the house. I'm ready to start my day. And I feel so accomplished and so connected and so grounded for the whole day. So don't think just about productivity. Think about your energy. Number 5, audit and adjust often. So your life is a living design. I love this. Audit. Yeah. Audit your life. We get so caught up in day-to-day stuff. It's go, 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 go. When do you allow yourself time to sit down and go, you know what? I've been doing that a long time, whatever it is. And I don't like it anymore. It's okay to make change. You got rooked into some kind of volunteer thing. Maybe when your kids were small, you were doing it. And so you just kept doing it because nobody else wanted to do it. And then here you are 5-6 years later and you think, I don't want to do this anymore. But you're doing it just out of habit. It's not filling you anymore. Right? It's not giving to you anymore. So take an audit and adjust often. Your life is a living design. So check in monthly. What's working? What's draining you? Adjust before small issues become permanent patterns. So important, because if you are doing something that you do not want to do, if you are, in service to something that you do not want to be in service for, eventually that thing's going to come to a head and it's going to end badly. So don't let it, be proactive and come forth and be honest and say, I've been serving here for, this much time and I need to move on. I've got to make space in my life to do other things. So, I'm giving my notice, or I'm not going to be able to do this anymore. That is okay. It is okay. It's always surprising to me how many people are doing things that they don't like. And, it creates havoc in your health when you do that. So, a few things that you can easily apply for intentional living. Design your life. You are the designer. I always say you're the co-creator, right? You're the co-creator with God of your life. 5 strategies for intentional living. Stay tuned, everybody. The second hour of Naturally Inspired Radio is coming up, and you are not going to want to miss it. So much to cover still. We'll be right back.